All right, so we're going to do a deep dive into the world of high finance.
Ooh, exciting.
We're talking about something that costs companies like trillions of dollars every year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with a T.
Trillions with a T. That's a lot.
Trillions with a T, it's a big problem.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And it's something most people haven't even heard of. It's corporate actions.
Corporate actions.
Yeah, corporate actions. I know it doesn't sound like the most exciting topic for a deep dive.
It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue.
It doesn't, does it? But we've got this Forbes article and a LinkedIn piece here.
Okay.
And they both make a really strong argument for why we should all care.
I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
Apparently, these corporate actions, they're like super important for the whole financial system.
They really are. They're kind of the unsung heroes of finance, you know.
Unsung heroes that cost trillions of dollars.
Well, when they're not handled properly, yeah.
Okay, so help me out here. What exactly are corporate actions?
Think of any big event that changes a company's securities, like their stocks or bonds. So, mergers, stock splits, dividend payouts, that kind of thing. It's all happening constantly behind the scenes.
Okay, so big companies doing their thing, but what's the big problem here? The Forbes article says this is like a $3.1 trillion problem.
Yeah, that number's legit.
Whoa. Okay. So they're calling it a $3.1 trillion problem. And the way we're handling it right now is it's kind of a mess.
It's a mess.
Yeah, a mess.
It's like, imagine trying to put together a puzzle,
Okay.
but all the pieces are scattered in different rooms, like some are in PDFs, some are in spreadsheets, some are in press releases.
You're missing half of them.
Yeah, you're missing a bunch of pieces, and the ones you do have don't quite fit together.
Oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
It is. It's a logistical nightmare for everyone involved.
Okay, so I'm starting to get why it costs so much. I mean, companies are spending a ton of money just to keep track of everything.
Millions. Millions are being wasted just to maintain this ridiculously inefficient system.
Yeah.
And not to mention the risks.
Oh, the risks are huge. When you have inconsistent data floating around, it's just asking for errors, delays. You even open the door to manipulation.
So what's the solution? I see Forbes keeps mentioning something called Chainlink.
Chainlink.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of a key player in this whole thing.
What is that? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, right? But it's actually a pretty simple idea. They call it an Oracle protocol.
Oracle protocol.
Yeah. Think of it like a bridge between the real world and the blockchain.
Okay, a bridge. Okay, go on.
So it takes real world data about things like stock splits or dividend payouts and translates it into a language that the blockchain can understand.
So like a universal translator for financial data. I kind of get it.
Exactly.
Okay. So then we create one central source of truth for all of this information.
Right.
It's on the blockchain, so it's secure and transparent, and it's always up to date.
Precisely.
And then no more digging through mountains of paperwork. Exactly. Everyone involved has instant access to the same reliable information.
That sounds amazing.
It is. Think about how much time and money that could save companies.
Yeah.
And the reduction in risk.
Huge.
So we have this golden record that everybody's talking about, and then what? AI comes in.
AI is where things get really interesting.
Yeah, it's where it gets really mind-blowing. The Forbes article mentions that Chainlink's using large language models like ChatGPT
Oh, yeah.
to actually make sense of all this messy data.
It's like having a team of super efficient financial analysts working 24/7. They can process all those documents, pull out the important stuff, and put it into a standardized format that's ready for the blockchain.
Okay, so AI is doing the heavy lifting, but are humans out of a job then? I mean, what if the AI makes a mistake?
It's a great question. Human oversight is still absolutely essential. Think of it as a checks and balances system. AI does the initial analysis, but expert humans are still involved in reviewing the data and making sure it's accurate before it gets added to the blockchain.
Okay, that makes sense. It's about humans and AI working together, combining the strengths of both.
Right, leveraging both. That's super cool. So it seems like this combination of AI and blockchain could be applied to other areas of finance too. I mean, not just corporate actions.
Oh, absolutely. It has the potential to revolutionize any area of finance that's drowning in unstructured data, like legal contracts, insurance claims, you name it.
So we've got the problem and we've got this potential solution.
Yeah.
But hold on, Forbes also points out that even AI can make mistakes. They use the word hallucinate, which is a bit creepy.
Hallucinate. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange word to use.
It is.
It's true, though. Even the most advanced AI can sometimes generate inaccurate or made-up information. And in finance, those inaccuracies can have big consequences.
Right. Huge consequences. So how do we prevent that?
Well, Chainlink uses several layers of safeguards. First, they run data through multiple different LLMs and compare the outputs.
Okay.
If there's a discrepancy, it's a red flag that something needs a closer look.
So it's like having multiple experts double-checking each other's work.
Exactly.
Okay, smart. What else?
They also have a consensus-based verification system on the blockchain itself.
So multiple independent nodes have to agree on the accuracy of the data.
Exactly, before it becomes part of that golden record.
Okay, so it's not just one AI making the call, it's a whole network agreeing. And of course, there are still those human experts doing the final review. Sounds pretty robust.
It is. By combining AI, blockchain, and human oversight, we can significantly reduce the risk of those AI hallucinations impacting the accuracy of the data.
This has been really cool.
It's pretty mind-blowing stuff.
I'm starting to see how this could work, but what does it actually mean for the average person? How would this revolution in corporate actions actually impact our daily lives?
That's where things get really interesting, and it ties into what the Ford's article calls digital financial market infrastructure,
Digital financial market infrastructure.
or DFMI for short.
BFMI, all right. Sounds complicated.
It's simpler than it sounds. Imagine the underlying technology that powers our entire financial system, like the plumbing, if you will.
Okay, the plumbing.
Right now, that plumbing is outdated and inefficient. DFMI is all about upgrading the entire system, making the flow of money smoother and more efficient for everyone.
So less leaky pipes, more streamlined transactions. Got it. But what does that actually look like in practice?
Think faster and cheaper cross-border payments, or more innovative and tailored financial products and services, because companies finally have access to reliable data. Ultimately, it could lead to a more inclusive financial system where everyone has access to the same opportunities regardless of their background or financial status.
Sounds pretty good to me. And this isn't just theoretical, right? I mean, we're already seeing real-world applications of blockchain in finance. The LinkedIn article mentions how major banks like UBS and JP Morgan are using it for cross-border payments.
Exactly. They're cutting out the middlemen and using blockchain to make those transactions faster, cheaper, and more transparent. It's really incredible to see the financial landscape transforming right before our eyes.
Okay, this is fascinating. I'm starting to see how this could impact so many different aspects of our lives. But, this is a lot to take in, so why don't we take a quick pause and process everything we've learned so far, and then we'll come back and explore even more implications of this technology.
Sounds good. I need a minute to catch my breath, too.
Okay, so we're back, and before the break, we were talking about those big banks that are already using blockchain.
Right, those real-world applications.
Yeah, in the real world. Can we dig into that a little more?
Absolutely. The LinkedIn article uses cross-border payments as like a perfect example
Okay.
of how blockchain's making a difference. So, traditionally, sending money internationally has been like a total nightmare.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's slow, expensive, and you never really know where your money is.
Yeah, it's like watching paint dry.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like last year, I tried to send money to my family overseas, and the fees were ridiculous. It took forever.
Outrageous.
It's a pain.
Yeah.
But blockchain is tackling those pain points head on.
Okay.
The article highlights UBS, JP Morgan, other big players using these blockchain systems, and the results are impressive.
Like, how impressive?
Well, think about faster settlement times, like sometimes within minutes,
Wow.
even seconds,
No way.
and the fees, way lower,
Okay.
sometimes by as much as 80%.
Okay, that's a game changer.
It is.
Especially for folks who rely on remittances or who send money abroad a lot.
Right.
Okay, I'm seeing the appeal here. But what about security? Is it really safe to put all this financial info on a public ledger like the blockchain?
That's a really common misconception.
Okay.
So while the transaction history is public, your personal info isn't.
Oh, okay.
And blockchain is actually super secure because of the cryptography and how decentralized it is. It's way harder for hackers to target a blockchain than it is to hack into a bank's traditional database.
So it's more secure and more transparent.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
I'm starting to think I'm living in the Stone Age with my regular bank.
Well, the transition to a fully blockchain-powered system will take time.
Right.
But we're watching it happen. We're in
Yeah.
the early stages. And it's not just about payments.
Okay.
The LinkedIn article also mentions this idea of tokenization.
Tokenization, yeah. I've heard that word thrown around. It's turning real-world assets into digital tokens, right?
You got it. So imagine taking something like real estate or artwork, or even company shares,
Okay.
and creating a digital version of it on the blockchain. That's a token.
So it's like a digital deed or a certificate of ownership?
Exactly. And then once that asset's tokenized,
Okay.
it can be traded and managed way more efficiently.
Oh, wow.
The article gives the example of investing in a fraction of a really valuable painting.
Okay.
You don't have to be a millionaire to get involved.
That's amazing. So it makes investing more accessible to everybody.
Exactly.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
Blockchain is all about democratizing access and opportunity.
Yeah, it's a really powerful concept, and it gets even wilder. The article talks about tokenizing things like life insurance policies.
Life insurance policies. Okay, now you've lost me. How do you tokenize a life insurance policy?
So imagine taking those benefits of a whole life insurance policy,
Uh-huh.
like tax-free withdrawals and the death benefit,
Okay.
and you represent them as digital tokens.
So instead of dealing with that complicated insurance contract,
Right.
I would have these tokens that represent my benefits.
Exactly. And those tokens can be traded or used as collateral for loans. It gives you way more flexibility and control over your assets.
Wow. That is a game changer. It makes those complex financial products way more understandable, user-friendly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it shows how blockchain can create new asset classes
Wow.
and reshape industries like insurance. It's exciting stuff.
Yeah, it is. It is. This is all really exciting, but that LinkedIn article also mentions how the crypto industry is moving into the political sphere.
Yeah.
It seems like they're becoming a real force to be reckoned with.
Oh, absolutely. As this technology gets more mature,
Uh-huh.
the people in this space want to make sure their voices are heard.
Of course.
They're advocating for policies that support innovation and responsible regulation.
Yeah.
The article points out how many pro-crypto candidates won seats in Congress last election.
Wow.
It shows that the industry's influence is growing,
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah. It's a good reminder that technology doesn't exist in a vacuum.
Right.
It shapes, and it's shaped by the political landscape.
Yeah.
As blockchain keeps disrupting these industries, we're going to see more debate about its regulation.
Definitely. Policymakers need to find that balance
Yeah.
between supporting innovation and protecting consumers.
Right.
Regulation is going to be a big part of this whole thing moving forward.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Oh.
We've gone from the tiny world of corporate actions to cross-border payments and tokenized assets and even the political arena.
It's a lot.
Yeah. It feels like blockchain is touching everything.
It is. It's a testament to how powerful this tech is. It's not just about making money.
Okay.
It's about creating a better world, a more efficient and transparent world,
A more equitable world.
where info flows freely, transactions are secure, and individuals have more control over their assets and their future.
It's a great vision, but are there any downsides? No technology is perfect.
You're absolutely right. There are challenges. We have to think about security and scalability and the possibility of misuse.
Right.
We need to be having these conversations and find solutions to make sure blockchain's used for good.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do we go from here? What's the next chapter in this blockchain story?
Well, the future of blockchain depends on collaboration and innovation
Okay.
and a commitment to building a better world, a world where technology empowers people, strengthens communities, creates opportunities for everyone. It's a tall order, but I think we can do it.
I'm feeling optimistic. This deep dive has given us so much to think about,
Me too.
and I'm really excited to see how this all unfolds.
Yeah,
But before we wrap things up, why don't we take a moment to just reflect on what we've learned?
sounds good.
We'll be right back with some final thoughts. Okay, so we're back, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. AI, blockchain, it's a lot.
It was a lot to process.
It really is. But the thing that keeps sticking with me is this idea of access to information. Like throughout this whole deep dive, we've been talking about how blockchain can make finance more democratic and transparent. But what if we think even bigger?
What do you mean?
Well, that Forbes article we talked about, it said that knowledge is power. It got me thinking, what if just having access to good information becomes a form of power?
That's interesting. I mean, in today's world, information is everything.
Right, and the people who have access to accurate and timely information, they have a real advantage.
Absolutely.
Whether it's investing your money, understanding a contract, or even just figuring out what's going on in the news, information is key.
Yeah. And right now, that access is so uneven.
Exactly. Like big institutions, wealthy individuals, they have the means to get all this data and analyze it, but the average person is left piecing things together from a million different places.
It's true. It's a real disadvantage.
And that's where blockchain comes in, right? By creating that golden record, everyone has access to the same reliable information. It could level the playing field like we've never seen before.
Imagine a world where everyone has the same data on everything, from market trends to political candidates to medical treatments.
Wow. It's a world where making informed decisions is just normal. It's not some special
Yeah.
privilege. And that's what blows my mind. Like, what happens when everybody has that power? What happens to our society, to the economy, the politics?
It's a huge question. And it's one we all need to be thinking about as we move into this new world with AI and blockchain.
So, to wrap up our deep dive today,
Yeah.
I think we've landed on a pretty big challenge for our
A
listeners.
challenge, okay.
What if blockchain can really democratize information? How could that change everything? It's something we'll all be dealing with in the years to come.
Absolutely. And as all this technology keeps developing, it's important to stay curious. Keep asking those tough questions.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll see you next time as we explore more of the biggest topics out there.